Hello everyone, Dave here back with another video, and yes, I know that it has been longer than a year since the PlayStation 5 has come out, but it's been a year for me, and what a year it has been, I'll tell you what. But last year, when I first got my PS5, I did impressions of it, because I'd been playing it for a little while. I kind of went over what games I was currently playing, what games I was excited for, little this and that about the system itself. And I figured 1 year later I would do that again, a little update. We're going to focus mostly on the game side of it because the actual system itself, admittedly, I'm not a tech guy in that regard. I don't know specs or whatever. I will say that this thing still sounds like a jet engine, just like the PS4. I've been trying to keep it clean. I got this cover on it, this dust guard. So I don't know if I just still need to be giving it a good dusting or not. I'm going to get one of those like blower things. But yeah, it still sounds like a jet engine whenever you turn it on. I don't know if anyone else's PS5s do that. Hopefully they do, because that would make me scared if I was the only one. But yeah, we're going to go over the games. And I think the best way to do it is just going by the game lists that I have. I have 4. So basically, just a little preamble. This is going to be a big rambly video. I don't know how long it's going to be, but if you want to put it on in the background, while you do something else, get some food, eat, get a thing of popcorn, because we're going to be talking for a little bit here. So basically, when I play, I think it's my OCD, but I like to put my games into one of 4 categories. They're games that I'm playing regularly. These are games that, just like it says, I'm playing on a regular basis. That's usually every day, every other day at least. At the very least, a few times a week, which for me, when I'm working and also doing other stuff, sometimes a few times a week is all that I can really handle. But they're games that I'm, again, playing on a regular basis. Second one is games that I'm playing sporadically. These are games that, just like the title says, I'm playing on a not regular basis, but they're games that are still in my repertoire. A lot of these are more sports games because they kind of have no definitive ending. A few live servicey type games. Games that I kind of only play with my friends, and it's kind of hard for all of us to be online at the same time, but when we are, it's still a game that I'm actively playing to a degree. The third is my backlog, games that I would like to eventually get to. Everyone's got a backlog, I'm sure. And then the finished games, games that I have completed. I thought it would be kind of fun to actually keep track of that. I've never actually kept track of the amount of games that I've finished before, and especially back on the 360, that was like peak gaming for me. I played games growing up, obviously. I had a Game Boy Color growing up. That was like my first console. I had a PS2. I played a lot of the PS2. But the peak gaming years for me were Xbox 360, because that was like middle school, high school. I was too old to go outside and play, because I was too cool to do that. But then also, you don't have as many responsibilities. At the time, at least for a few years, I didn't have a job yet. I started working when I was 16. I'm going off topic, but what I'm saying is for those few years, every summer you'd be on, something with the boys. And everyone knows, if you're gamers, you have that console that was your console for a good period of time. And for me, that was the Xbox 360. It had a bunch of games on there, stacks and towers of games. But I never actually kept track of the ones that I finished and the ones that I didn't. So I thought it would be kind of something fun to do here. I don't know. It's whatever. Shut up. So we'll go back and we'll just go through each game and we'll talk about them a little bit. So this is our currently regularly playing list. It has 5 games in it. And those games are Borderlands 3. I started replaying that again because I got the deluxe edition, or the ultimate edition with all the DLC, because I had never actually played the DLC before. I only played the main game. And it's been fun. Borderlands 3 is fine. I mean, it's no Borderlands 2, but it's still Borderlands at the end of the day. It's good. Hogwarts Legacy. I had played it at least like most of the game before, and then I just never finished it. So I'm replaying it again. It's a great game. I know it has a lot of controversy around it, and I don't want to feed into that controversy, but it still is a fun game, and I am enjoying playing it. Yeah, I'm like not even the biggest Harry Potter fan, but a bunch of people were telling me to play it, and I decided to pick it up. Again, because like I said, I had already done it, and then whatever. Metaphor Refantasio. I am so close to finishing this game, and I don't know what it is about the Atlas Persona type games that I think it's the calendar system that really keeps me going, because Persona 5 is a game that I have actually finished, and that game is long as hell. Anybody who's played that game knows it's long as hell. And I'm not someone who usually can finish games. I have a hard time finishing games these days, just with the schedule and with my own attention span. So I always feel really proud when I get to the end of one of these types of games. And Metaphor Refantasio has been one of the best gaming experiences I've had in a long time, because not only have I been hooked enough to get through what is right now, I think I'm near the end. I played it through a little fast. I didn't really, I mean, I did a lot of the side quests, but I'm like at the end of the game, and I'm only about like 40 something hours in. And it's a longer game than that. I'm pretty sure there's an end game too, so that might add more to it. But I definitely kind of played it with the knowledge of like, hey, I don't want to drop this game because I really like it. And also I wanted to get to the next story beat because I wanted to see what happens next. So I kind of played it through a little fast, but it's been an excellent experience. Anyone who loves JRPGs, turn-based RPGs, you're going to like what this game has to say and what it has to offer. The characters are so well written. The story's gripping. It has a lot to say, like I said. I don't want to spoil anything for you because there's a lot. The combat's fun. The job system in this game is so addicting. I love a good job system in an RPG. It keeps you engaged. It keeps you addicted to see like what job you're gonna unlock next. You want to kind of min-max your characters. You can like attach like different skills from one job onto another job, so you can have a warrior that can heal certain, stuff like that. And it's just a fantastic game. Highly recommend it. I'm gonna be sad to see it over, but I'm gonna be very proud of myself that I actually finished it. So next after that is the Plucky Squire. It's a very fun game. I'm getting a little burnt out on it because it's not. I think the cool thing about the game is its art style, the way that it shifts between the storybook and a three-dimensional space, the way that you can pick up words and change what's going on in the story to help you like cross your objective and get to your objective and stuff. But the actual like outside of that, like the story is kind of just and the gameplay is fun, but it gets a little, like, the luster kind of wears off after a little bit. So I don't know. I want to finish it because it is a really good game. I highly recommend it. I definitely don't want to make it seem like I don't like it, but I've been having trouble coming back to it, and I haven't finished it yet. But I would like to. Next is Zombie Army 4. A game I played on my Switch. I never finished it. I kind of wanted just something kind of mindless to play. Anyone who's played Zombie Army knows that it's kind of just, it's not bad, but it's not like the greatest thing you've ever played. It's just a typical, just kind of good game. But yeah, not much there. Once I finish Metaphor, I would like to, and I guess we can get into the future aspects of what I'm excited to play. I have a whole list of games. I think it's over here on the table. Excuse me for a second. Excuse me if I reach over here. Sorry about that. Yeah. I have a whole list of games that I'm excited to play. So this is like my future game endeavors. Romancing Saga 2, the remake, the Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 remakes, FC 25 for some reason. I don't know. I'm a big soccer fan, and I got rid of FIFA 23, so I'd like to get the new one. Monster Hunter Wilds, huge Monster Hunter fan. Very excited that a new one's coming out and not too far away. So I'm excited for that. The remaster of Freedom Wars, that may be a game that not a lot of people know of. I recently purchased a Vita, just, because I'm an adult and I can do that. And one of the games I got for it was Freedom Wars. And literally right after it showed up on my doorstep, it was announced that a remake was coming to PS5. So I decided to sell it and get the remake on PS5, because as much as the game is good, I think it just works better on a big screen with the actual full-size controller, because it's very Monster Hunter-esque. I've been enjoying on the Vita playing, simpler games that don't take a lot of, movement of the hands and controls, because it's just, I got, I guess I don't have, huge hands, but the Vita is kind of small for my big man hands. But yeah, it's very much like Monster Hunter in a sense. You are in prison, and each job you do brings down your prison sentence, and it's a whole thing. Dynasty Warriors Origins, I'm excited for. I'm a big Dynasty Warriors fan, and I haven't really been playing much of that on the PS5, so I'm excited for a new Dynasty Warriors game. Fairy Tail 2, I actually played through the first Fairy Tail game for the second time on the PS5. We'll get to that in a moment, but I'm excited for it. It was actually a pretty good RPG. The grid mechanic, how you would attack, is pretty cool. I thought I heard that Fairy Tail 2 is going to be a straight, turn-based. I could be wrong about that, and in fact, I hope I am, because I think the Fairy Tail battle mechanics were actually really unique for a game of that style. Then, of course, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I grew up on the Tenkaichi games. It's kind of weird that I haven't purchased Sparking Zero already. I think I've just been too into Metaphor Fantasio that I haven't even thought of anything else. But yeah, that's my little list of future games that I want to play. If there's anything that I'm missing, anything I should keep my eye on, let me know in the comments. But now we'll get back to the current stuff. So again, that was our regularly playing list. We will go over to our sporadically playing list. This includes 18 games in it. No, I'm not playing 18 plus 23, if my math is correct. No, I'm not playing 23 games all at the same time. Again, these games are very much I'll play it maybe once a month, or once every other week, or something like that, or even once every other couple of months, but they're still in the rotation. So we've got Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions. A lot, again, like I said earlier, a lot of sports games are going to be on here. It's a great game. I played it through on the Switch. Oh, actually, I played it through on the PS4 and the Switch, and now I purchased it again for the PS5. I think I maybe went one too far, because I loved it on the PS... Well, actually, on the PS4, I actually kind of hated it, because, when it came out, it was kind of broken. But I still played it all the way through. And then I bought it again on the Switch on a whim, because it was on sale. Played it all the way through again. Had a much better time with it. Bought it again on the PS5, was having a good time with it, but then kind of got burnt out, because it's I've played a lot of this game, and I just don't know if I have it in me to finish. But it is on sporadically playing, because I would like to eventually finish it. And I do come back to it every once in a while. Next is Deep Rock Galactic. I love Deep Rock Galactic. I played it on the PC, and I bought it on PS5 because I thought I would play it on PS5, and I don't play it nearly as much as I would like to. But it's a great game, and if anyone wants to play Deep Rock Galactic with me, let me know, because I need people to play it with me. Destiny 2, I play this with a buddy. I'm kind of burnt out on it. We played it a lot for a while. I honestly might delete it, because I just don't really see myself coming back to it anytime soon, because there's so much more other stuff that I could and want to play, that I just don't know if I have time for Destiny. But we'll see. College Football 25. This is currently the most played game on my console, which is kind of nuts because I played a lot of really long games. But when this game first came out, I couldn't stop playing it. I'm a big football fan. For those who don't know, obviously go Bills. I guess in college terms, go Syracuse. The Syracuse Orange are having a great season, by the way. They are bowl bound, and I couldn't be happier. But anyway, I was like, I was having fun playing an actual decent football game again. The game still has a lot of problems, don't get me wrong. But like compared to like the last dozen Madden games or however many, maybe not dozen may be a little too much, but like compared to the last many Madden games, it's like better, which I guess is like saying, a fart is better than a shit, but you know what I mean. It's still good, and I still really like it, and I've been playing it all the time. Next, we have For Honor. This is the quintessential live service game. Ubisoft, shockingly, because it's Ubisoft, has been like, this game came out and they just like put their best people on it and then just said the rest of us are going to do a bunch of other shit, but you guys just do that for like a decade, because this game came out forever ago and it is still getting content. It still has a dedicated player base and it is still fun as hell. I love For Honor. I don't play it as much as I should. I kind of want to really get back into it because back on the PS4 especially, I was really into For Honor for a while. It was probably my most played game on that console for a minute. But yeah, I definitely want to get back into For Honor. It's a great game. The combat is still top tier, and it's crazy that it's from Ubisoft, because you would think it's from an actual like really good developer, with how well the game has been like supported and developed and stuff. Next we got Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker. I love Shinobi Striker back on the PS4. I played it a lot. But I wish that it had more of a story or a campaign to it, because it really doesn't. It just has like some single player missions you can do, and they get repetitive and old real quick. The multiplayer is still great and still very fun, don't get me wrong, but like I wish there was more to it, because I kind of want to play it more, but I don't, because I'm not a big multiplayer game guy. And it's fun, don't get me wrong, it's a great game, but it's just like, I don't know. I have to be in the mood for it. That's why it's still on my sporadically playing, because I do come back to it every once in a while, but not often, unfortunately. Next we got Minecraft. It's Minecraft, obviously. My buddy and I, we get way too into it. Back in high school, we built cities. And we took it way too seriously. I'd be like, dude, can I was gonna build a bridge over here, and he's like, hey, you gotta fill out the I-97, make sure that it's up to code. And I'd be like, God, okay, when is the office open? And he's like, no, the office is closed. And I'm like, well, that's crazy. It's a holiday weekend, so it's not gonna be open until Tuesday. So then I gotta go to the planning board. I have to, talk with a land surveyor about everything. It was a whole hassle, but. It's still, I'm a dork, dude. My buddy and I were dorks, about Minecraft at least. But anyway, yeah, that's Minecraft. Mega Man Battle Network, the collection. I was at an anime store with a buddy of mine, and we saw a Mega Man figure, and we started talking about Mega Man, because me and this dude are like almost best friends, borderline best friends. We probably are best friends, but we just didn't know that we both had played Mega Man Battle Network growing up, and we were like, damn, I'd like to play that game again. And then I went home and bought the collection on Amazon, and and he came over one day to play it. It was like, hey dude, you want to come over and try this out? It's been a while. And we were like, yeah, sure. And then we just played for 14 hours straight. We just like kept taking turns playing, and like it was great. We played through the entirety of Mega Man Battle Network 2 in one sitting, which is insane. And I don't know how I ever beat that game as a kid. I guess just like having the time and to put into it, because that final dungeon is crazy confusing. Um, but yeah, the games admittedly have not aged super well, but it's still been really fun to play, and just playing it through with my buddy. We've been having a lot of fun with it. But yeah, we started 3, but then we had to take a break, and it's been like a few months since we've tried it, because it's. I mean, we literally just played the entire second game. The first game is garbage. You can skip it. Don't even worry about it. Um, but the second game we just played in one whole sitting, which was nuts. Next we got Helldivers 2. I mean, it's Helldivers 2. What can I say? It's a great game to play with friends. Reminds me a lot of Starship Troopers, which is my favorite movie of all time. Excuse me. Throat getting a little dry. When the game came out, I was admittedly a little disappointed with its performance, and I think that really soured the experience for me, because it's a game that I really don't play as much as I thought I would be playing it. But it's still good. I mean, it's still really good. Like, it's when people, ask me about it, I always recommend it, because I think it's a fantastic game and it's a lot of fun. But man, if only it launched a little bit better, because I think it really ruined the experience for me. And I get it, is it Arrowhead? Yeah, I don't remember. But they're a small team, but it's still like, I don't know. It's still disappointing. Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. I've been really liking this game. I took a break from it. I haven't played it in a couple weeks now, but when it first came out, I was playing this game nonstop. Just something about it was so addicting, like rising through the ranks of Quidditch and like being able to customize every character on your team. I'm a sucker for customization, so I think that was cool. But yeah, there's not much in the way of like story, or like it doesn't really pull you back in unless you like really like the gameplay, and thankfully the gameplay is really good. So it's definitely a game that like I don't really see myself playing a lot more going forward, but every once in a while I'll fire it up, and it's been fun. Next we got SD Gundam Battle Alliance, a game that I played on the Switch and wanted to play it again. Similar to Borderlands 3, I played through the main story, but I never played the DLC. And then I want to finish this one, but just other games came up. But it's fun. If you're a Gundam fan, you'll really appreciate all the Gundams that they put into there, all the locations, all the characters. Yeah, cool game. Soul Calibur 6, really great fighting game. I was on a really big fighting game kick for a second there, and I still am. I'm a big fighting game fan, but like there was like a couple months where all I was playing was fighting games. Yeah, Soul Calibur 6 is a good one. Street Fighter 6, same thing. Fighting game, really good fighting game. Honestly, probably one of my favorite fighting games now that we're thinking about it. It is fantastic, and I do want to eventually finish the story mode. I haven't, but yeah. Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. Obviously, as we know, when this game came out, it launched horribly. The online was borderline unplayable. The game itself is fine. I don't play it enough. But like when I have friends over and we'll fire it up, we'll do split screen. It's a lot of fun. It's Battlefront has become a really good party game. Which party game has a negative connotation, but it doesn't always have to be negative. Like if you're playing this with the homies, you're always gonna have a good time playing Battlefront. Even this version isn't terrible if you're playing it like offline. Next we got Trivial Pursuit Live 2. Another really fun party game. Honestly, like, Trivial Pursuit Live is, like, actually really fun to play with friends. Because, like, some of the questions are stupid easy. And you're, like, shooting the shit with your homies. Like, oh, man, that was so easy. And then they'll ask, like, the craziest question that no one has ever even heard of. And then you're all, like, ranting and raving with one another, like, what the hell? What? I've never even heard of that. How did, blah, blah, you know, it's whatever. I can't really explain it to you. But it's just fun. It's a fun, silly party game. Playing it by yourself is boring as hell. But if you're playing it with people, it's a lot of fun. Next, we got Space Marine 2. I finished the campaign. Excellent game. I play the operations mode with a buddy of mine. I play online a little bit. Actually, I wish I played it more because I'm actually pretty good at the Space Marine 2 online. It reminds me a lot of Gears of War. But it's a fantastic game. Excellent. I hope they put a Horde mode into Space Marine 2. I think the operations mode especially could use a Horde element, because playing those same missions over and over again gets a little old, and you spend all this time and effort in in-game currency, like customizing your Space Marine and building them up. I wish you could use that for something more other than just playing the same missions over and over again. Because like the online customizations and the operations customizations are different. So like to make your same exact Space Marine that you have in one mode, you got to do it all over again in the other mode, which I like get why they did that. I'm not mad that they split that up, but I just wish that they gave us more to do with our operations Marines, because like the campaign is only, well, they added a 7th level at time of recording. And they're great. They're great levels. But like once you play them, you're kind of only replaying them to beef up your guy. You're not really replaying them to get anything out of it. So I think the game could really benefit from a Horde mode. I'd even pay for it. Like I'd pay, $15-20 for a Horde mode. So I hope they do that. That'd be cool. Vampire Survivors, super addicting game. I hate roguelikes, and when I tell you that this game is great, believe me, because I do not normally like roguelikes, but something about this game is so addicting. It's a great, like, chill-out game, because you don't have to do much. You just move around your character, and then they shoot for you. Sometimes I use 2 controllers and play, like, co-op, because I have no one to play with. But but it's a fun game, and sometimes like when I just have like a half an hour to kill, I'll put it on, or like if I'm like, I don't know what game I want to play, I'll play that and kind of think about what I want to play while I'm playing a different thing. I have a small attention span. Lastly, on the sporadically playing is Valorant. I got super into Valorant for a minute there. And I've kind of fallen off of it, mainly because the new Battle Pass, or at least the most recent Battle Pass, kind of was buns. I should check it out again, because I'm sure it's a different Battle Pass by now, because it's been a while. But I also was just sick of getting my cheeks clapped every time, because I was really like trying to take the game seriously. I was like, I want to get good at this game, or at least all right, like at least passable. And I've had a few good games, but I also have games where I just suck ass. And that gets a little frustrating, again, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not the biggest multiplayer game guy, so like this game obviously is entirely that. But it's nice to shoot up every once in a while, play it with a friend. It's fun. And that was our sporadically playing list. Next we have our backlog, which has 26 games. I'm not going to go too deep into it because this video is already a half an hour long and my throat's starting to hurt. I'm just going to give you the games, and maybe I'll do like 1 or 2 words about why it's on the back burner. But these are games that I want to eventually play, and may have started playing, but gave up because I was playing something else or I just wasn't feeling it. But they're games that eventually I do want to play and finish. Agents of Mayhem, Aliens Fireteam Elite, City Skylines, Crown Wars, The Black Prince, Cyberpunk 2077, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 and 2, Diablo 2 Resurrected, Diablo 3, although I have played Diablo 3 many times, it's just I want to play it again eventually. Demon Gaze 2, Gotham Knights, Grand Kingdom, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Again, I have played that game already. I just want to play it again. Mass Effect Andromeda. a game that I have played already but want to play again, which is weird because Andromeda is kind of meh, but it's not terrible. It's still okay. Um, uh, I guess Xenoverse 1 and 2. I guess if we're going through all of them, I have played both of those. Want to play them again. Um, Mount Blade 2 Bannerlord, Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet, have played, but I didn't play the DLC, so I want to play similar to Borderlands 3. I want to play, I played the main thing, but I want to go back and play the main thing plus the DLC. Strange Brigade, I've played that as well, but I never finished it back on the PS4, so I wanted to actually finish it because it was like on sale for $4, and I was like, yeah, it's about time I finished that game. It apparently wasn't about time because it's on the back burner, but we will get there. Sailing Era, Near Replicant, a game that I loved on PS4 and never finished, and it was on here for free, and now I'm noticing that it's locked, so it may not be offered on PS Plus anymore, so I missed my shot there, unfortunately. But every time I tried to play it, I just couldn't get into it, and I don't know why, because I remember loving it on PS4, but... Necromunda Hired Gun, The Ascent, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. This is a game that I think is just going to always be on my backlog. I have tried to play Wonderlands on 3 separate occasions, getting to various parts in the game. I think my most recent time, I almost finished it, and then I just dropped it, because something about the game, I just can't bring myself to actually get fully into. I don't know what it is. Ghost Recon Wildlands, Torchlight 2, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, and XCOM 2, which I have played, but I wanted to play it again. So that is my backlog. Yeah. Finished games. I have only finished 18 games, which I know sounds small, but one, given my schedule, given the fact that I can't really dedicate as much time to games as I used to, and given the fact that a lot of the games on here are actually pretty long games, it's not too bad, So the finished games that I have are Astro's Playroom. I would like to play the full game at some point. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, Diablo 4. I didn't play the DLC because I don't have the game anymore. I sold it. Honestly, Diablo 4 was fine. I enjoyed it, but I hate that it's always online, and I just can't live with the fact that at any moment my character could just be corrupt and gone. Maybe I'll give it a try again someday, but I hate that they did that. I hate that Blizzard did that, and I really hope that they change it. I don't know if they will or even if they can, but I hate that it's always online. Dragon Age Inquisition. I played through this a few times back on the PS4, and I finally played through it again on the PS5. Dragon's Dogma 2. Excellent game. A buddy of mine is borrowing it right now, and he's having a great time with it. Fantastic game. I loved the first one. Second one was really good too. I know it was kind of meh to critics and to people, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Like a Dragon Ishin I finished. A really great game. I'm a big history buff, so the fact that this told, it was a loose-ish retelling of a real story was very cool. And of course, I love Yakuza games. Injustice 2, I played through that back on the PS4 again, felt like playing through it again here on the PS5. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, honestly might be one of my favorite games I've played in the last forever. I enjoyed every moment of it, and I hate that it was, I hated that when it was over. I want to go back and play it again. I honestly, if I didn't have such a backlog, I would go back and play it, and even with my backlog, I still might go back and play it again because I loved it so much. Fairy Tail, we talked about that earlier. Marvel's Midnight Suns, pretty okay game. I enjoyed it for what it's worth. Firaxis can make a good strategy game. The card mechanics I thought I wasn't gonna like because I'm not a big card. Well, I like card games, but not like video game card games. There's something about not actually being able to hold my cards that I think is weird. But it's not really a card game. They just use those as your attacks. But it's good. It was fun. Yeah. Spider-Man 2 is a flippin' masterpiece. Um, I hate that we haven't gotten and probably aren't going to get any DLC like we did with the first one. The first one is a game that I do want to play again. That is technically also on my backlog. I just don't have it digital. It's physical. Is there any game on here that I haven't talked about, actually? No, I think not. That's, I guess, the only game that I haven't actually tried to play on my PS5 yet. So there's that. But yeah, Spider-Man 2, fantastic. I loved every second of it. I was actually, I was obviously sad, like sad when it was over because I wanted to keep playing it, but I was also happy because it meant I could play other games. Because when I first got my PS5, Spider-Man 2 was all I played, and whenever I tried to play something else, in the back of my mind, I'd be like, I can just be playing Spider-Man right now, and I usually then would switch over to Spider-Man. But yeah, so we got that. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I was never a Ratchet and Clank guy growing up. I was more of a Sly Cooper and Jack and Daxter guy, but I really enjoyed Rift Apart. I thought it was fun for what it was, and yeah, there's nothing more to it. I just thought it was fun. Rise of the Ronin is honestly one of the... I know I just said this about Grand Blue Fantasy, but like Rise of the Ronin legitimately might be one of my favorite games of all time. It definitely... I mean, Spider-Man PS4 is my... I'm dropping things. This is my favorite game of all time. But Rise of the Ronin, I think, is up there. I think it's top 10, if not maybe top 5. I loved that game. And that's coming from a guy who does not really love Souls-like games. Not that it was a true Souls-like experience, but it was made by the Neo guys, I believe, who, that's a very difficult Souls-style game. And Rise of the Ronin does have its difficult moments, but it's like that game... All right, I have it here. This game I 100% completed. I went and found every treasure chest, every bounty, every photo opportunity because I just loved being in the world so much. And again, similar to Like a Dragon Nation, they both take place in the same time period dealing with the same subject matter. Really fun, really great game. Had a lot of interesting stuff to say. Really, really, really enjoyed it. Was sad when it was over. And I don't 100% complete many games, so... similar to Spider-Man 2, the original Spider-Man, Rise of the Ronin, if I 100% complete the game, that means it's a great game in my opinion. Stranger of Fate, Final Fantasy, Origins. This game was fine. A very good job system, a very addictive job system. I kind of played it just because I had nothing else to play at the time and it was free on the PS Plus thing. And I enjoyed it. I love Final Fantasy, big Final Fantasy fan. I wasn't really interested to play this game when it first came out, but then I played it now and I'm happy I played it for free, I'll tell you that. But no, all seriousness, it is a good game. And if you're a fan of Final Fantasy, you probably will like it. This is The Police. Definitely an interesting game. I don't really have much to say about it. It really didn't stick with me that much, but I remember kind of thinking it was cool and enjoying it. That's pretty much it. I do like planning out the police cars. Like, that sort of mechanic is, very addicting to me. Like, the management, this is a crime over here, get this guy and this guy over here. Oh, this guy called out sick. That was kind of cool. Unicorn Overlord, fantastic game. If you're a Fire Emblem fan, you're going to really like this game. I played the demo and I didn't like it. And then for some reason, I still bought the game anyway. And I'm so glad I did because I don't know what it was. But maybe it was the sunk cost fallacy about spending money on it. But I played it and loved it. I love the unit builder, taking the different individual characters and making them into the one full-fledged unit with stats and debuffs and pros and cons is what I'm trying to say. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, fantastic game. And then finally, last but not least, Yakuza Like a Dragon. I have not played Infinite Wealth yet. That should be on my list. In fact, I'm going to add it right now because I forgot to the first time around. But yeah, I was so hyped for this game to come out, and then it did, and then I just kind of forgot about it. I think something else may have come out around that time. Actually, I think Rise of the Ronin came out around that time too. They may have come out on the same day. Maybe not. Rise of the Ronin came out on the exact same day as something else, but I can't remember what it was. It might have been Infinite Wealth. I don't know. But I loved Like a Dragon. Again, I'm a big Yakuza fan. I played a lot of them on the PS4. And I'm a big RPG guy. And I like how the thing I loved mixed with another thing I love and made it an even bigger thing that I love. So yeah, I still want to play Infinite Wealth. I'm very excited to play it at some point. I don't know when. I'll let you know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This video is a longer one. I knew it would be. Doki Doki Literature Club. That's not in anything. I guess I'll add that to my backlog. People have been telling me to play it. I don't know. It just kind of looks like a kid's game, so we'll see what happens there. No, I know it's a weird game. Like, I know it's supposed to get, like there's some horror elements to it. I don't know what exactly, so no spoilers. But I do eventually want to play it. I would love to, like, make a video out of it or something. Or stream it or something. I don't know, but whatever. But yeah, that's everything. That's the PS5 after 1 year. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it, for realsies. Yeah, it's an amazing console. Some of my favorite gaming experiences over the last however many years have been on this console. And there's so much more yet to come. I have a whole list of amazing games that I'm excited to play. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully the next year goes better for me, game-wise and outside of game-wise. But it's been cool. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know your PS5 games that you like in the comments. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.